Hey, what is going on, YouTube? Today we are back. We had a little bit of break during Thanksgiving. Schedules just didn't line up. We had a lot of stuff to
Mm,
do, both of us. But we are back with episode 11 and 12. We're going to do a combined episode. We're going to give you a breakdown of both weeks. Joined here today by none other than this beautiful, handsome man, Nick. Nick, how you doing?
a lot better than you are, bud. I'm sorry. I
Ah,
had to throw that out there before you had a
all
chance.
right, that's gonna end the podcast for this day. I'm just kidding. No, yeah. You threw it out there early. You threw it out there
Thank you.
early.
It's not often I get to, and
Ah,
so I kind of seized the moment.
okay, okay.
Let's talk about your 2 weeks. What's your overall record, bud? I'll flip the script right now.
Yeah. So yeah, I kind of twisted my ankle these last 2 weeks. I've been on the IR. I haven't been access to my phone. I haven't had access to the fantasy app, and I
That's a
I,
lie.
I had an 0-6 2 weeks. Really rough. I'm still in second place in the easy dubs,
Mhm.
and as you'll see, I'm fighting for my life in Toxic League. But how about you, Nick? How are you
Well,
doing?
welcome to my world. Thank you. Now you know how I felt all season, but these last 2 weeks, I have a combined record 6-2.
6-2. Look at you! How the tables have turned. God damn it, Nick! What are you doing, man? You're not supposed to be doing this to me. All right?
Yeah, I think I think what it's called, and it might be French. It's luck.
Luck?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man.
A good
No.
old big whopping case of luck.
Well, I need some of that, man, because I am hurting. I'm back to back champ in the
Mhm.
Toxic League, and I'm about to not make the playoffs and potentially be in the Clown Bowl.
Ooh.
Yeah, so let's let's not think about that. But let's go ahead and jump into the Capital League.
Yes, yes,
Six
yes.
and two. Fuck you. Fuck you,
Yeah,
man. Just kidding. No. I mean, it has to happen at one point. I had 2 bad weeks, In Toxic League, I've had several bad weeks, but let's see how everyone's doing here.
yeah. All right, so we're gonna go to week 11 here. We'll start with that. You got Dan and Karen losing to Mike. It was a low-scoring battle. In fact,
Cool.
if you can see there, it's. I mean, I think no, there's an 84 up there, but other than that, it's the two lowest scores out of everyone. Um, Michael was shitting bricks. He's like, "Oh man, this is a definite loss," and then they just said, "I think not. Let me take this L for you."
Yeah,
So,
right. Oh man, that's terrible. But I mean, it's good for Mike because he had a bad week and he still secured that win. So, congrats to you, Mike.
yep. I ended up beating Juan.
Nice, nice. You
Um,
smoked him too.
oh yeah. So I've had certain players the last 2 weeks just popping off, and you know about that. We'll talk about that later, but yeah, I've had the certain players, and then with key players going out, I am the king of having backups. I
Yeah,
am. I picked up Rashad White in a couple leagues, and he's been Rashad.
yeah.
Rashad.
Rashad White.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been popping off in Fournette's absence. Even with Fournette there, I think he's still gonna pop off. Hint, hint. If anybody's available. Um,
Fuck that guy.
but no, I just had players showing up all of a sudden. It's like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
let's finally show up towards the end of the season when you're already out of the playoffs. That's great. Gracie loses to Adrian, which helps me because I think Gracie was just ahead of me. So that one is ultimately helping me out. Let's see. Saletha loses to Kim. So Kim's going. She's
She's
still
getting back into
moving.
it. She's getting back into it.
Mhm. So she's starting to do a lot better towards the end of the season. There was that slump, but she passed the curse and she's doing great now. You had Jason beating Amy. Amy was kind of on a tear there. I think she was like 3 or 4 weeks in a row just torching people and just did not show up in week 11. So
Yeah,
um,
probably
o-
some buys or some injuries or something.
The only problem is it's to Jason, and I need Jason to not do well. So
Yeah, that's one of the guys in your division that you need to, take some losses.
I need him to definitely lose. Um, Lizzie and Lorenzo, uh, barely squeaking it out over Alexis. They were Lorenzo was he was a little bit worried, especially because Alexis is the worst in the league. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm.
We can't say that. She messaged me. She's like, "I heard you were talking shit," or she's like, "Why are you talking shit for?"
Oh yeah. I was sitting there while she did it. She's like, "Oh,
Oh,
I'm messaging him right now." But she is. She's doing the worst in the league. It's just a fact. I mean,
ugh,
she's got the worst record, so the number sitting there says, okay, she's the worst.
yeah.
Not necessarily that she's doing bad, but I can't
No,
say
I
much
mean,
more. I'm only a game up on her. I'm sitting here like judging her.
right, and it's just like there's always got to be that one that everyone bullies in the league. Like there's going to be someone that has 2 wins, 3 wins, 1 win. The cards don't fall for them that year.
Yeah, and this year it's been me in a lot of leagues, but I've been working my way out of there, filling in that hole little
I,
by little.
I told you, man, you were going to turn it around, and you did. Hopefully, it's just
Yeah.
not too late.
Oh, it's too late. But like I said, all I'm trying to do now is just people who deserve to be in the playoffs. I just want to kick them out.
I
Take
feel
my
you.
week one. Take my week one by, or
Yeah,
keep week one out. That's fine. I'll be like the Dallas Cowboys over the last 20 years.
yeah.
And then you had Willie just stomping Luis last week.
Yeah.
Just crushed him. I mean, he had 165 and just destroyed him. But
But
this week was a dramatic turn of events. Willie took his second L.
oh sheesh.
If you can't see him here, he's got
Yeah.
this 115 down here. Only problem, it's to Lizzie and Lorenzo.
So that doesn't help you in your division.
No,
No.
no, it doesn't. I mean, it evens things out because but it's still. I mean, he's playoff bound anyways. He could lose the rest of the season, still do fine. So
Yeah. I
I wish it was
mean,
someone. I wish it was to Alexis.
yeah, I mean, someone that actually help out. But I mean, it's nice if you're Lizzie and Lorenzo because you know that he's beatable,
Yeah,
especially being on that streak. That might be someone you meet in the finals. So him to have a bad week, you just need him to consistently have some bad weeks. But sitting at 10-2, he's secured his spot. He's
oh
ready to
yeah,
go. He's playing the long game now.
yeah, for sure. So this week, Dan and Karen losing again. I mean, they were looking scary, and now for the last 2 weeks, they've taken L's. And it's like, hold on, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Maybe, just maybe, if I
maybe
can make it into the playoffs, I might do something.
you can make a run if they keep having bad weeks like that. But I mean, so many superstars are out right now, so it's affecting a lot of teams across the league.
For sure. Um, I lost to Adrian this week. He has your boy D Hop.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, D Hop did a
who's,
good job, just enough.
who's just D Hop's just going crazy, but he's making a run too. He's now 8-4. So I think the leaders of the league, if I'm not, it's Lizzie Lorenzo, Adrian coming from a little bit behind, and then Willie. I think they're all,
Yeah,
for the most part, I think they've almost solidified their position. Now there's a couple 7-5s, but
yeah. There's a couple 7-5s, but I mean, sitting at 8-4, you pretty much secured maybe not a bye, but you secured the playoffs so far.
yeah, for sure. So they beat me. Gracie goes off this week, beats Kim. 171.
Sheesh.
I know. Last week Gracie lost. She had her kicker out, and so I messaged and I said, "Hey, Matt Prater's available on Monday night. Go pick him up. Maybe you can score some points. Just maybe he can pull it out."
Yeah.
She sat a kicker. I was like, okay, whatever. But she didn't need it this week with
Yeah, no.
171. I mean, she just. Amy losing again to Salatha.
Latha, let's get it.
Yeah, you go Slate. So that's 2 weeks in a row that Amy has lost as well. Um, so that's looking good.
Yeah, no, definitely helps the separation there because she'd be sitting at 9-3 right now, so that definitely
hmm
helps the rest of the league right there.
But this next one here, I I love to see both of these games really. But Alexis beat Jason.
Oh, good job, Alexis! Finally, Team Chicken Nuggets.
Yeah, it's still not quite a Dino Nugget, but it's at least like a name brand nugget now.
Yeah, it's a name brand nugget. It's no longer a great value nugget. It's a name brand nugget for sure.
So yeah, so I mean, two really good teams. Jason, who's been on a tear, and Willie, I mean, we've been talking about him all season, both losing, and then Michael also losing. So Michael's been slowly gaining. I mean, he was a little worried about his season, but he's been doing great lately.
Yeah.
And so all these teams that are doing great lost this week, minus Adrian. I let everyone down by letting Adrian beat me.
Yeah, you were the only upset that didn't happen this week.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
upset.
Yeah,
I
pretty
mean,
much.
Gracie and Kim, no, because
Yeah.
that
No,
even them out.
they evened them out. I mean, but Kim had the better record going into that week, so
Mhm.
wasn't upset. So, I mean,
Yeah.
Jesus,
Mhm.
that
I
was
was the
a
only upset that didn't happen.
Nick. What are you doing, man? What do you did?
Obviously, look at my record. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Oh, for the records you're going to see next, I have no idea what I'm doing in this league either.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it looks like things are, towards the end of the season, things get crazy, and these upset games where you're supposed to lose. I mean, you're facing a guy that's 11-2. You know, you're supposed or 10-2. You're supposed to lose that game, because he's on a terror. If you could get that
Mhm.
win, it goes a long way, especially for the rest of the league and everything. A lot of the people that got upset at 7-5, they're only
Mhm.
2 games back now, so it helps a lot.
Yeah. I think I'm 90% certain that I'm still out of the playoffs. But there's a lot of these 5 and 7s that are sitting here. There's what, one, two, three, four 5 and 7s, a
Yeah,
couple 4 and 8s with me. So I, it could happen.
it could happen. It's still possible. Still
Let's see.
possible.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump to this just because we're getting so close to
Yeah,
the.
let's get a rundown of
Let's see.
um who's on the bubble.
Where is?
Understandings, no, to your right.
Yes. So there's the standing. So I'm still last in my in my division.
Yeah, but there's so many 5-7s there. Like
hmm
you're right on the bubble.
Well, I was here in Gracie's spot last week. I
Mhm.
jumped from 7th to 4th with my win, and then this week I jumped back down. So, I mean, it could really this nothing's set.
Yeah, nothing's especially in that one. It could be anybody at that point. The 5-7s really have to clutch up to keep their spot, but they have a couple. I mean, it'll help if they're playing each other,
Right.
because it make guarantees one of them is going to win. But your hope is that they're playing the better teams right
So
now.
right now the worst team in here is 5 and 7, one game ahead of me to make it into the playoffs. So, and I had more points. I mean, maybe not after that 170 she popped off with, but I had more points than her going into this. So
Well,
there's.
that's kind of tough though, because like the West Division right there. I mean, you guys are all fighting for one spot pretty much. Because if Team Cortez wins one more game, it's pretty much out of reach for you guys.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct. So, but not out.
not out, not out, but it's slim margins. You definitely got to
Yeah,
win out the rest of the games.
for sure, for sure. But yeah, we'll jump off this, and you can.
All right, let's take over the reins here. We'll go into the Toxic League. Let's see, boom. All right. Starting off the Toxic League with week 11, I lost in a close battle to J Ray. This was a Monday night loss. I really needed this one because, I mean, we were both sitting at 4-6. So with this, I gave him the advantage over me. He went one game up. It was just a tough week, man. In this league. I got Jamar Chase out. Fournette's been hurt. Javonte Williams IR beginning of the year. Like half my team's either out or on IR. So I can't make excuses because I mean I drafted the players and sometimes it just happens. But just rough week.
I'm sorry, I gotta stop you.
What?
I just realized something. This losing streak updates to week 11. That means when you go to week 12, what's that gonna say, bud?
Don't worry about me, Nick. Don't worry about me. All right, let's keep going. Justin versus the disappointments. Justin takes him down again. He's got a 10-point lead on him. It was a close game. Just wasn't showed up, but Justin was just better. Thumb in the bum, which is Chris going down to Pete. That was a big game for Pete to put him at 5-6. Brings him up in there into the range, And then we had Phidias Bodega taking down Mr. Spida. And this was an insane game right here. I believe it was his defense that won him the game at the end. That's actually I don't want to spit non-facts here, but it was who
man,
played last.
You can see go up to it should be a little dot right there, right?
Oh yeah,
Where
yeah.
they
Let's see.
hover over that.
Sunday. Oh, Najee Harris. Najee Harris came in at the last moment and brought him a point ahead. Because I believe Jordy's games were done here. And then so that Sunday night game between the Bengals and the Steelers. Yep. 47 seconds in the fourth quarter. Like what the hell, man? Put him up
Najee
by
did that to me last season.
Put him up
I
by
lost the Super Bowl to that
1.48.
asshole.
Oh man. Rough break for Georgie, but I mean he's still sitting at near the top of the league, so he's fine. Let's go back in here. The one and only lost in a close battle with Jonah here. I mean, he could have been on a 2-win streak here if he wins this because he beat me last week or the week before. He beat me week 10 for his second win of the goddamn season because everybody wants to score points on me in this fucking season. But he skates it out, pretty much secured his spot for the playoffs. We'll go to week 12 here and just look at this. 75 points total. I was the victim of not checking my phone on time, so I woke up at noon because I had a late night.
Yeah.
Courtesy of Nick and Natalie, but at a late night.
That was our plan.
Yeah,
that was our plan.
100%. But I woke up late. Fournette didn't play. Jamar Chase didn't play, so those two automatic zeros. ETN went down early.
I'll be right back. I got something in my eye.
Oh no, you're good.
Just keep going.
Yeah, I'll just keep going. ETN went down early. He gave me 0.3, so between three guys, I had 0.3. But even with this, my players that are hurt on the bench, I would have gotten an extra maybe 15 points, so that would have put me at 90. So I wouldn't have beat him this week no matter what. So it softens the blow a little, but now that Nick's not here, I am on a 5-loss win streak, so I am on Loser's Island for the very first time. First time in all of fantasy football in the 3-4 years that I've been playing. I'm on Loser's Island, so it's rough out here for a pimp.
Perfect time to come back.
Oh no, we already went past that. So Justin takes down Chris to advance to 9-3. He is first in the standings. He was one of the benefactors of Josh Jacobs, and I believe that was one of his last players to play. So kind of just put a hurting on Chris out of nowhere. Chris was predicted to win until Josh Jacobs popped off. The disappointments taking down Phidias Bodega. Chad is on a rough streak, man. He had Cooper Kupp go down. and a
Hmm.
couple other players go down. So he he's sitting at 8-4, so he's making it to the playoffs no matter what. But it doesn't look like his team is as dominant as it was. He was scoring a lot of points at the beginning of the season, especially with that Cooper Cup Josh Allen combo. So he does look beatable, and like this is the time of the year where that semifinal curse comes into effect, and I don't think even if I'm in the champion, all right, I'm not gonna make it to the playoffs, but I still don't think he's making it to the championship. So I can hold my cheers for that.
You know what though? You're not out. There's 3, 5, and 7s,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there's a 2 and 10. So I mean, you'd
Well,
have to really shit the bed. But if you can pull out a few more wins, I think you might make it.
so I'm gonna get into the standings right now. But we had Mr. Spider Georgie taking down the one and only Gabe, and then J Ray getting taken down by Shaken Baker, which helped a lot. So that a lot of the teams that were sitting on that 5-7 bubble lost. So Pete jumped up to 6-6 with the win over me, but there's what 3 teams at 5-7, so that helped a lot that they lost. And then I'm playing Chris next week, so there's a chance to jump ahead of him, which would be big in the standings. So let's go over to the standings at that time. At this time, the standings right here. Let's zoom it out a little. Okay, so we have the standings here. We have one team sitting at 9-3. That's Justin. Congratulations, fuckface. Then we got Georgie, Chad, and Jonah sitting at 8-4. So that's solid brackets up here. Then we go down to the midfield. We got 6-6, 5-7, 5-7, 5-7, 4-8, 2-10. And one of the one of the good things is I play Chris next week. I take him down. We're both sitting at 5-8, so that brings me up closer.
Mm.
I know Pete and J Ray, Justin. I don't think any of them play each other, so I think they play these top guys. So that's a good chance for them to lose as well.
Hopefully, it could be like the other league over here, where it's just a bunch of just upsets.
Yeah, I mean, or not even upsets. I want these guys to beat these guys down here, and then like I faced Justin last game of the season, so if I make it, if I win this week, oh, man, I was looking at the year last year for this league. 2 teams made it in at 6-8, so there's a chance. I'm not saying it's a good chance, but there's a chance. And whenever there's a chance, you gotta try for it. I hope to God I get Jamar Chase back this week, and he just has a crazy game. I
I'm
hope
I'm
to.
I'm I'm praying for you, man, because
Yeah,
I know how it feels to be where you're at.
dude, it fucking sucks, man.
Yeah.
But enough about my complaining. This league is almost pretty much chalked for me. At this point, I just hope to I hope for other people's players to go down and feel their pain that I feel. So I could snatch them up on the waiver wire and just ruin people's days. But let's jump out of here and me
Jesus
quit
Christ.
being spiteful. But let's jump into the Rigid League.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, these transitions, we're getting so much better, man.
So much better. Looks
So
so
much
good.
better. Alrighty, let's see. So, um, over here, this is week 11. I almost messed up. So I beat Chuck here, which, as you know, I've mentioned to I love seeing Chuck lose. It's so great. But the only reason that I beat Chuck in this league or this week was because he picked up Heineke
Mm-hmm.
and it put him down on his bench instead of in that spot, and he never moved his quarterback up. So this is quarterbackless, and I barely
Ah,
squeaked it out over him.
hey, you love to see it though. When you could win, you could win.
I so badly wanted to message him and be like, dude, you don't have a quarterback in. And I went, no, these projections don't look good. I was still projected to like barely beat him. I was like, fuck, I can't do that. I talk all the time about like, oh, I don't want to win like that, but this late in the season when I'm down this bad, I do like to win like that.
Oh yeah, you got to take that win. I don't care. It'll be like, oh, I didn't even check the lineup. I optimized on Saturday night, optimized, but you got to just play it off like, hey, that's his responsibility. I mean, I lost this week because I had two players that didn't start.
Yeah,
So
it's rough for him. I felt bad for him, but at the same time, seeing that W right there, I didn't feel as bad. Steeler Nation, same old, same old, same old.
same old, same old.
Same old, same old. He lost to Brad, Quality Matters MFers. Um, he's doing better. He's barely losing. I mean, and he lost by 20 points, which in this league is barely any. That's like losing to 7 or 8 in another league. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's fairly close. Working from Mahomes, still, I don't think he has access to his things because he's still been not switching out players. He still has Mahomes on the bench. He still has James Robinson, who didn't play. He still has a couple players who aren't playing.
Jesus.
So I think he's just checked out, and I think he had Bengals running back Mixon.
Okay.
So I mean, he's got players that aren't playing in there. He's not updating his things. I think he just lost his logins or something, and he can't do anything about it.
He needs to figure it out because he's sitting at 5-6. He could still make the playoffs.
Still whooping my ass. And then, but so he lost to Jordan. Jordan putting up 164 there. Dangle Daddy winning again. That's a 9-game win streak. Over OG Hambone. Ben, he's like I said, he's having a rough season too. Him and I are both worth 3-8 this week. So he's just getting hit hard. He's playing all the wrong people in all the wrong weeks. He is like you. So Mono crushing Alpha Wolf. Remember Alpha Wolf was on like was he on a 9 or 10 game win streak or something like that?
Oh yeah.
No, he couldn't have been. It was 8. Because I think he went 0-2.
He was on an 8, yeah.
So he's lost 2 in a row there. He probably had someone go down, someone who was scoring a lot of points from him. I haven't put too much. I have 4 leagues to manage. I can't really pay attention too much to who's got what players.
Definitely.
KC Chick beaten my Coochie's Harry, who was also on a 2-game losing streak now. So you got these people who were just on terror streak. They're starting to like come down to the real world. They're not gods. They can bleed.
I mean, it's good for Dangle Daddy. I mean, he got those 2-game separation there. So I mean, it's good for him. It's not good for the other two, but I mean, they're sitting at 8-3. They're pretty much secured their playoffs. But oh man, that's rough.
And then Get Back Coach just crushing 0-17. He's now at 4-7, so still whooping my ass, but yeah, I'm getting there.
You're getting there. You're reeling them in. You're reeling them in.
I'm gonna get you. So that was last week.
All right.
And then this current week here, working from Mahomes, the player I just talked about. So he had Mixon out. He had Robinson still playing. He had Jared Goff, who actually did surprisingly well over Mahomes. So he hasn't been updating his stuff, but it makes me a little bit better there.
Oh, for sure.
So I'm gonna relish in the victory. You got Chuck losing to Isaac.
Ooh, that's close.
Isaac who can't win to save his life. Sorry, Isaac, I love you. Pulling out his second victory of the year over Chuck, and I'll say it and I'll say it again. Sorry, Chuck. I love you too, but God, I love watching you lose. Dude, he is now on a 5.
Chuck is on the goddamn same path that I am, man. He started off 4-3, and now he's on a 5-game losing streak. I feel your pain, Chuck. I feel your pain.
No, the worst part about it is Chuck's like the nicest guy in the world. I love Chuck to death.
Wait, he's the one that won it last year, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
Oh,
okay. It wasn't Mono. No, it was Clint. It was Clint.
Okay, Clint.
He took the victory last year and got out of the league. So he
I was
retires a winner.
I was gonna say, like, if Chuck won it last year and he's doing the same thing I'm doing this year, I'm like, it's a curse. You can't go back to back to back.
Well, I won last year in Capital League, and now you see what I'm doing this year.
Yeah.
I was in this Super Bowl in Rigid League last year, and now I'm 4-8. It's like,
Oh man, it's just I feel like when you win, it's just there's a target on your back to like every week. Like I feel like every week people are like putting extra effort into their team like when they play against me.
it's not
Yeah,
even that. It's the players on the field putting in extra. They're like, oh, hey, that Adam was a back to back. I'm gonna play harder this week
oh,
to
it just
fuck him over.
it fucking feels like it. It fucking
Yeah,
and then it feels like my team's like, yeah, we're just gonna we're gonna sit out for a little bit.
yeah.
I'm gonna rust up. I'm like, this goddamn middle of the season, you need to get in there and play, goddamn it.
But there was a lot of equalizers this week, and I really love it. It's in all my leagues. It's like the upsets. It's the upsets week. So OG Hambone, beating Jordan, 184 to 86, just crushed him.
Smoked them.
So they're now both at 4-8 with me and Chuck. So 0-17 is also 4-8. We'll go into that in a second, but this is looking a lot better.
Yeah,
It's looking a lot better for the playoff picture.
for sure.
Mono loses to Dangle Daddy. He's now on a 10-game win streak, which in this league last year, to get into the Super Bowl, I went on, I want to say, an 11 or 12-game win streak.
Oh goddamn. Okay.
Yeah. It was ridiculous. I don't know how it kept happening. Weeks that I was supposed to get absolutely crushed, I just, like, their players would shit the bed. I would do great. I don't know how it happened. I was okay with it. But that's what I did last year. So it's really looking good, it's really looking good for him.
Oh yeah,
But
for
yeah,
sure. He's on the correct path.
absolutely. Alpha Wolf gets off his losing streak, so that's good. I mean, not for me, but he beat my Kuchi's Harry.
Yeah.
So it was two powerhouses going after. One of them had to lose. So Alpha Wolf said, I'll let you do it. KC Chick puts up 192. I want to say that's gotta be Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, that's gotta be Josh Jacobs.
But 0-17 loses again, which helps me out.
Damn, blown out by 120, pretty much, huh?
Yeah, it was crazy. Like, was that like, yeah, 115, 120, something like that?
Yeah.
Some people didn't even score that much. So, and then Brad, Quality Matters M Efforts, loses to Get Back Coach.
Okay. Loss for
So
him.
where do I go? Let's see.
It's the league and then standings. Roll down. Yep.
Standings. So I don't know how to. Let's see. There we go. That should hopefully. No, not quite enough. There's a 14-man league.
There you go.
Oh my God, there it is. All right. So you've got my Kuchi's Harry leading the Carpet Walkers division. So he's up there with Mono. They're both 8-4. They're looking really good up there. But then you got a couple mids and then 4 and 8s all around.
Yeah, so anybody can get in that spot in there.
Yep, and I think
right
I want to say 10. I want to say 10 make it
10 make
in
it.
this
Okay.
league.
Okay, so only four. The only like 6, 7 from each
Oh,
division.
maybe not. Maybe it's 8. I think it's 8.
Okay.
But I think it. I don't know if it goes divisional, or it goes
just by overall record.
overall record. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
not sure on it, honestly.
It'd probably help you a little bit more if it's overall record, because there's a lot of people in the other division you can jump out ahead of, especially
Yeah,
with the points scored.
I don't understand this one. So, like right here, I'm in 6th place with 4 and 8. Jordan's in 5th place with 4 and 8. I have more points scored than he does, but I'm a position lower than him.
Does it go by head to head maybe?
Well, maybe it hasn't updated to week 13.
Or maybe.
But I don't know. No, because 12. Yeah, I know. I should be ahead of him.
Yeah. That's
So
weird.
technically, I should be here. I don't know what's going on with it,
It's
but
possible that the league set up head to head because there's different settings in there.
if
That
he did beat me,
Yeah,
so
so it could be that he has that one game advantage over you, pretty much for beating you.
yeah. But that's all right. I'm 13th overall. If you could see
Yeah.
right here, this little itty bitty number. I'm 13th overall out of 14. So
Yeah. Your guys' division is getting beat up on down there, huh?
absolutely. I mean, it's just you. Well, no. Yeah. 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 Yes.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. All I can hope is that I have another couple great weeks, and
Yeah, win out. You got to win out to give yourself a chance.
I need to just kick someone out who deserves to be there. I'll keep
Exactly.
saying it.
Exactly. That's all we can hope for.
Hmm.
Let's jump into the Easy Dubs League, where you're trying to do the same thing.
Oh yeah, and I'm a lot closer there though.
So week 11 here, I went down in a close battle for Matt's first time ever beating me. This is a big game for him. Still kept me at first place, so I wasn't too worried about this loss. It was a really really close game. It was actually came down to the Monday night game. We both had players playing. Jimmy G popped off for me because Kyler Murray was out. But then the game just got out of hand. Um, it just got out of hand. It got out of hand, and they benched everybody. So Hopkins got benched, Connor got benched, Jimmy G got benched, and with the Jimmy G touchdown brought me within 2 points, and I thought it was over. I thought I was like, okay. I mean, Connor can go in, run the ball for 2 points. But yeah, they took him right out of the game, and that was how my Monday night ended. So I ended with the Cardinals' disappointing loss, and me looking for the toaster bath bomb. And but like I said, if I was gonna lose to anybody, I'm happy it was Matt because that brings him closer in the standings to possibly make a run. And like I said, it still sat me at first place, so I wasn't worried. Got a chubby. That's you, Nick. Lost to Theo. How'd
And
that how, how'd that feel?
that's well, it sucked. Um, do you remember a couple weeks? I had more. I was down by 11, and all I needed was more to score 11 points, which he's averaging close to 13.
Yeah,
What is it? Third play of the game?
third play of the game.
Third play of the game, 3-yard loss, injures himself, out for the rest of the game. I'm screwed. That's the first time I put my trust in a Cardinals player and see what happens.
Yep. See what happens. I mean, that's what happens. Unfortunately, happens to all of us. But sometimes you just put your faith in them. I mean, Hollywood Brown was back this last week in week 12, so I don't know how well he did, but it was nice to see him back on the field. It opens up the door for other, wide receivers on the Cardinals, especially for Hopkins, because you can't defend him as bad when
Mm-mm.
Hollywood Brown can burn you, Rondell Moore can burn you. So it helps out the rest of the players for sure. But yeah, it's rough when they go down like that. I was a victim of ETN this last week. He going down at
So was
0.3.
I.
It's rough. It's rough for sure. But Theo getting that win, bringing him up to 6-5. Natalie winning a close one to go a game ahead against Damien. That
Mhm.
was a slugfest right there. Judge won out again, 117-100 against Ryan, and Bloss, man, Bloss is he's not scoring many points this past couple weeks. He's sitting at 6-5, but doesn't look like a powerful team right now. I don't know. I haven't looked into it much, but I know a couple of his players may have gotten hurt. I know he goes running back heavy. So running backs have been getting banged up this season, and he lost to Hit and Rugs, which is Chris, to help him out a lot, going 4-7.
Well, let
But
me just help you with this. Kirk Cousins, 2.2 points.
oh
That was that 40-3
yeah,
blowout from the
yep,
Cowboys. Deontay Foreman gave him 2.4. Saquon Barkley gave him 5.5. Terry McLaurin 9.6. Pitts 7.3. Miles Sanders 5.8. Only people to go double digits for him that week was Michael Pittman, Tyler Bass, and the Dallas Cowboys defense.
Jesus Christ. The Dallas Cowboys defense scored like 22 points, right? Or it was
16.
16. Yeah, so that's a majority of his points right there. You can't win a game when people are, giving you single digits, but yeah, that's just
51 of his 83 points were those 3 players.
Jesus Christ.
That's like
sorry,
Chris that
boss.
1 week.
Yeah, Chris that 1 week when he had, who was it that popped off?
Derrick Henry, wasn't it?
No, Chris don't have Derrick Henry. Maybe Kamara. Kamara popped off a little.
Oh,
Yeah,
I think
Kamara popped off for like 30, and Chris had like 60 points. It was
Yeah.
ridiculous. But Chris gets a big win over Bloss. Keeps him in the running, and we'll go to week 12. This one, I lost to my podcast mate. It looked like I was blowing him out, and then Josh Jacobs wants to score 48 points. So yeah, we lost.
Okay, I'm gonna put it in there that this past week in all of my leagues, I woke up saying, "Not a good week.
Yeah.
Not a good week. I am not gonna do shit this week. I'm gonna be 0-4." And I would have been if I didn't play a guy who doesn't change his lineup, and if I didn't have Josh Jacobs.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I mean, we traded for Josh Jacobs, and I got Waddle in the deal, and I got Swift and Waddle. No, I got Swift from Damian. I got Waddle and what other running back did I get?
I forget who I gave you.
I know I gave you Josh Jacobs and Mike Evans. No, Chris Godwin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I gave you Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. I got Jalen Waddle. Who's on?
Hey, you're all Godwin and Jacobs, man. Godwin and Jacobs. Get it right.
Godwin and Jacobs. I gave you Godwin and Jacobs, and then I got. What did I get from you? I know it was Waddle for sure. And then it was Kareem Hunt. I didn't have Kareem Hunt. No, I got Kareem. No, I got Swift from you.
Was it?
Because I got Kareem Hunt from my trade with Damian.
Okay.
Yeah.
I forget that was so long ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago. But Josh Jacobs, the trade bit me in the ass. Because like this is the 1 week he wants to score buku points. I mean, he's been doing good, but he hasn't scored 48. So this week he bit me in the ass for trading him. But it's fine. That helps you out. I mean, I'm still in second place at this point.
Honestly, if it was anybody but you, it'd help you out.
What do you mean?
Well, because a win for me is a loss for someone else, and that makes you look better.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said the previous week, I'm happy if it was somebody, it was you. You're trying to make that playoff run. I secured my spots in the playoffs in this season. I'm fighting for pretty much a first round bye now. But I'm sitting at second place, and the point difference is 2 points between me and first place. And also, I play first place this week, which is Natalie. So pretty much this is going to seal. One of us is getting the bye pretty much after this week. So, I'm going to talk to my players, let them know what they're playing for this week, send out some tweets and let them know that we need to take down Natalie. Because I think she's up on me this season. Probably
I think
3 games to 0. I think we played twice in the Crazy League, and I think she beat me both. No, I beat her once in the Crazy League. And so I think we were 2-1.
Does she just beat you this week in the Crazy League?
Yeah.
Sorry, we're not there yet. I apologize.
We're not there yet. God damn it.
Sorry, man.
But she goes ahead and takes down Matt, who was on a streak. But she took him down. Scored just enough to stay a little bit ahead of me. Like I said, 2-point difference. Judge loses in a big game to Theo. That was a game that kept him back and possibly is going to keep him from getting a bye. So that's a big game for him. We have a lot of people sitting at 7-5 now. It was a close game. Theo won out. But looking at this next game right here, it was the battle of what the fuck. because Damien's team has been doing consistent. I mean, he started off the season really well. He started off 4-0.
Hmm.
And he's on a he's on a little bit of a downtrend. He's scoring 77 points this week. I mean, and Blas gets blown out by everybody else but Damien this week. So Blas was a benefit of that. So pretty much almost secured his playoff spot off of a shitty week, which is good for him, but bad for the players that needed him to lose, pretty much, because he's not scoring that many points. So if you got that tiebreaker with him, you'd probably beat him out.
I'm honestly okay with this, and sorry, Bloss, if you're watching. I, I would honestly rather go against Bloss in the playoffs than Damien.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, Bloss is trending down. He got that win. So, I
Mhm.
mean, if you're gonna face him round one, I'd rather face, like I said, I'd rather face Bloss than Damien as well. Like you're saying, Damien's team, we've seen him pop off for 160 points. So in that scenario, I don't think I've ever seen Bloss score over 130 this
Yeah.
season. So if you're gonna go against somebody, I'd rather go against him for sure.
Mhm.
On the bottom here, we had Ryan taking down Chris. Chris started out good, and he's been sitting at that 4-win streak in a while, or 4 wins in a while. Like he's almost similar to how I'm sitting in the other league. So Chris may have he hasn't secured his playoff spot yet in Toxic League. I'm trying to take that away from him, but he's still in the running in this league. So I mean, just do better. But
Yeah, just do better, Chris.
just do better. We'll look at the standings real quick. Like I said, Natalie is ahead by 2 points here. Super close margin here. So either way, we just switched spots, and then on the bottom of the list, we've actually had a lot of switches. Damien dropped down to sixth, making his spot into the playoffs not secure at all. Um,
Mhm.
you going up to seventh, putting at 5 and 7. Then we have everyone else sitting at 4 and 8.
It's
This
super
league,
competitive
super competitive. I mean, they're 2 spots. They win out. There's a possibility they get into the playoffs. Um,
for sure.
I think everyone sitting at 7 is pretty much almost secured their spot.
No, there's 2 weeks left. I
Yeah,
mean,
I know.
they lose out, and I win.
Yeah,
That's I think. I mean, their points are obviously
yeah, the
way.
points. But like, if you look at the points scored in this league, the top four are at 1,500. So like, no one's getting passed up here. But yeah, Damien's points, Bloss's points, they're right there with everyone else's. I think the only one that pretty much, I hate to say it, in this league is pretty much mathematically impossible is probably Chris, because even if he ends up going 6 and 8, he just doesn't have the points scored unless he has 2 amazing weeks to
I
pretty
mean,
much beat anybody.
unless I mean, if you're winning, okay, if you're winning, you're scoring more points.
Yeah.
It's just that's just math. I don't know how
Yeah,
that
but
works out.
he's still down 50 something points.
Yeah,
I
well,
think I think the best shot is for Matt to win out. If Matt wins out, he's got the points scored here. So if Matt wins out, goes 6 and 8, has some of these guys lose. Um,
mhm.
yeah, I think like I said, I think the only people that are secured are the people that are in seventh. Because, I mean, maybe not Bloss, because if he loses his next 2 games, he's not scoring enough points to probably win out against a lot of these teams in that close margin. But I think anyone that scored 1,500 points this season is pretty much secured. They're not going to get passed up, even if they have 2 bad weeks. I think.
Right.
I think they're
Well,
still.
yeah,
I think.
it's
I think they're still fine.
unless the only way that they're that let's see, the only way that Judge is even remotely is if he loses the next two and Damien wins the next two.
Yeah. No, I mean, even then, like as long as Isaiah scores 100, at least 100 points in the 2 weeks, puts
Yeah.
him at 1,700. You'd have to have everyone in the league would have to have killer games to get up there. Even
Yeah.
at sitting at 7 and 7. So, uh, like I said,
Well,
I just
but that
think,
would put Judge at 7-7, and
yeah.
that would put Damien at 8-6.
Okay,
That
yeah. But I mean, I think he still wins out compared to everyone else in the league. So like, he still secured a playoff spot. which I'm saying what I'm trying to get at. Like, they're
Yeah.
definitely not going to get if they don't win out like him and Theo. They don't win out. They're definitely not getting into like the topper echelon. But I think they secured their playoff run pretty much just on their points scored.
Yep.
Like I said, but if they have bad weeks, if they have fucking 80-point weeks, there's a chance people can come up. But I think, yeah, I think they secured it pretty much. I
Or a
think,
77-point week,
yeah,
Damien.
yeah, 77-point week. Yeah, it could happen. But yeah, it's gonna be rough. I think Bloss is the one that needs to be most. Bloss and Damien need to be most worried about their spots getting taken. Me and Nat are sitting. We're fighting for first buy at this point. Um,
Yeah, it would take a lot. It would take you guys losing both and
yeah, losing
Gloss,
both.
Isaiah, and Theo winning the next two.
Yeah,
I mean, it's you guys have secured your playoff spot.
yeah, and plus with me and Natalie going head to head this week, one of us has to win, so that puts us at 9 games,
It
which
works.
pretty much puts us out of range of everybody, even points wise. So
I would love an exact tie between you two this week.
that'd be pretty amazing.
You guys are just chilling up there at 8-4-1, both of you.
8-4-1. Imagine. Oh, but yeah, let's jump over to the crazy league. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Fantasy league schedule.
Schedule
All right, go
11.
ahead. Yep, go ahead and talk about this real quick. I'm gonna use the restroom.
Yep. No,
Yep.
we're good. Let's see. You had Matt. Good job, Matt. Crushing Adam. I wouldn't say crushing. I mean, it's 100 points in this league. That's that's not crushing, but it's still a really good win. Just get better at them. You could just go ahead and stop sucking and making everyone as good as my record. That would be great. Chris, what the hell happened, man? 519 to 1058. Natalie just absolutely destroyed you. I think I don't want to say it. Hold on. I'm gonna look it up on my screen, but I want to say that Chris had some players that were he didn't want to drop, so he ended up keeping him on his thing and took an L that week. Let's see. Let me jump
right.
over.
All right, sorry, I'm back.
No, you're good. I was just talking about how Chris absolutely got destroyed by Natalie.
Absolutely decimated.
Did he had Jamar? He
Yeah,
had Jamar Chase with
and
0.
Mostert.
Mostert was 0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just didn't want to drop anybody.
Yeah, he took the L.
Yep, for sure.
And she went off even though Gano got her -20. I mean, Pollard got her 207. T. Higgins got her 157. Derrick Henry 148. Patterson got her 213. That's that 103-yard return. I think he got most of that on 1 point or on 1 play. And then Burrow just going off for her. So she did incredible that week.
Yeah, she's consistently scoring a shitload of points.
Yeah. And then I put a whooping on Ryan. I've been like for the most. I don't think in a while I've scored less than 800 and some odd points.
No, this was a rough week for me for sure.
Yeah. I talked about that. I said
Yeah.
I said, oh yeah, Matt crushed him. He didn't really crush you in this league. 100 points isn't like a crushing. It's he beat you pretty good, but
Yeah,
it wasn't.
I definitely it hurt because I had Tyreek Hill out. So I had to play. I was playing a couple different players. I went running back heavy, and they just didn't pan out. I mean, in this league, it seems like if you have a star wide receiver, those are the guys that get you a lot of points. I mean, we'll see next week how that flip flopped, but
yeah. Well, Cooper Kupp was doing great for me until I lost him.
Yeah. Well, the good thing about this league though is you can pick up another wide receiver that's gonna get you yards.
I've done that most of the season. I have a few good running backs, which you'll see next week. But really, it's they're doing the majority. I think I've went running back heavy every single week in this
Mhm.
league, and it's been panning out. Unless you have in this league particularly, unless you have an all-star wide receiver, the running backs I think is where it's at.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
But I've went through these. I mean, I don't want to harp on Ryan. I mean, that's a 4-game losing streak, Ryan. That means you're one away from
From Losers
Losers Island.
Island. I mean,
Well,
we'll flip the page here, and week 12, like I'm on a 3-game losing streak. So
look at that score, though,
yeah,
Ryan.
Ryan, look at him,
Half a point in the crazy league.
half a point in the crazy league, breaking that curse to bring him up to 3-9. He's only 1 game back on me now, and I feel like I've scored probably like 300 points more than he has,
You know,
bare
you know,
minimum.
um, Chris's quarterback throws for 1 yard. That evens it out. Ryan's running back runs for 1 less yard. Chris wins. Like, that is insane. I've never seen. I think that's probably what our closest one thus
Yeah,
far
that's
this
it's the closest one for sure. We've had ones that were within like maybe 3-4 points that we talked about being crazy, but this is
That's
absolutely like this is
stupid.
heartbreaking on Chris's side right here to lose by 0.5. Like you couldn't have one guy just them count them just 1 extra yard.
Mhm.
Oh, rough.
Yeah, that's in this league. That is, I mean, you can't get any closer than that unless you tied. Like,
Oh yeah, for sure. Like that's pretty much a tie right there.
hmm who did it for? Uh, I'll check it right now. I'm gonna bring it up so you don't have to go off of all your screens here.
Okay.
I'm trying to see who did it for Ryan Fairmouth.
Fairmouth?
Fryermuth.
Firemouth?
I think I think he did it for him.
Well, who played Monday night for him? Or who played Monday night for Chris? It was the
Uh,
Colts and
Nobody. No,
nobody. So they
Chris didn't have anybody.
okay. So they this ended Sunday night, huh? Okay,
Well,
so it had to be
no,
fire.
Monday night was Steelers.
Oh, it was Colts Steelers, right?
Hmm
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. So Firemouth brought it back for him by within 1 point. Sheesh.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised Chris didn't say anything in the chat because like usually when he gets a loss like that, he says something, like fuck fantasy or something. But oh
But
man, that's rough.
Chris went risky this week. He went with Taysom Hill
Uh-huh.
at tight end, and he had Jamar Chase.
So he took another 0 this week for Jamar Chase.
Mhm. Well,
Yeah.
I think he expected Jamar Chase to play, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah, true, true. I expected him to play as well. Everything was trending towards him playing, and then last minute, we're yanking our star receiver. Yay.
because I mean, Chris didn't have a bad week. I'm sitting here looking at it. I mean, Josh Allen did what Josh Allen does. Miles Sanders had 175. I mean, everyone else is 81, 90. Taysom Hill had 21. So Taysom Hill did him in. Jamar Chase just nailing coffin.
Thanks. Yeah, he plays anybody in that position, he gets the dub. Crazy.
Yeah.
That's a hurtful. Because I mean, if you're even if you're like where you don't want to drop somebody on your bench or something, think they're playing, like, man, that's rough. That's rough. But
Unless he played Rondell Moore's last week, and then he would have been -3. So
-3, yeah. So it wouldn't have been close, but that 0.5 in this league is like you could see 1 point, 2 points in other leagues, and you're like, damn, that's a close game. To get 0.5 in this league is
one one passing yard.
yeah, 1 passing yard.
Josh
One
Allen gets 205 and a half. If Josh Allen got one more pass, if he had a 206, it's a tie game.
is a tie game. Oh man, rough,
Get
rough,
better,
rough.
Chris.
Get better, do better. Yeah, this is a game where I knew it was. I was down probably what 118 or what was I there? I'm like maths right now. I was down 14 points ish. So I was down this week like maybe 134 points in total going into Monday night game. I had Jonathan Taylor And I knew this motherfucker was gonna do enough to have you beat me in the other league, and then not do enough to have me win in this league. And I called it the day before to Matt. I was like, Matt, this is gonna
Mhm.
happen. I was like, I'm gonna lose this game because you were down by what 11, and Jonathan Taylor did not do anything the first quarter. He did not do anything the second, like to the end of the second quarter, got a touchdown. He was only at 7.
He came back the third quarter and
Yeah,
got us
third,
touchdown. It was after
yeah,
half.
yeah. It was just, I was like, he's gonna do enough to fuck me, but he's not gonna do enough to like win me the other league. So I knew I was gonna go. I knew I was probably losing both of them, which is rough. But
Uh, I want to say I would just want to personally apologize for that. Natalie told me, "Hey, I need Jonathan Taylor to get you the win, but not get me the loss." And so I called JT up and I said, "Hey, yo, JT, I need this to happen." He said, "Say less."
yeah, he just didn't want to do yards. I guess so, like it felt like the Colts just forgot he was there because it was ridiculous. I don't understand it. Like Mans on other weeks, Mans will break it out for 80 yards for a touchdown, and this week he's like, "Nah, I'll take that 6 yard touchdown and give you." I think he gave me 110 points, which is not bad. Like it's literally just like half a point under what his projections were. But it's like, come on, man! Like you couldn't give me that extra 14, my
Yeah, he got
guy.
you 107.
Yeah, so like I think his projections for the week was like 107.65 or something like that. So like he did right where his projected was, but like come on, 14 more yards.
I just want to put out that your guys has had a battle of the kickers this week. I mean, your Myers put in 110, Gano put in 130, like 240 points from your guys' kickers. That's insane.
Yeah, and I like Myers a lot. I had to drop him 1 week for because his bye, and I was happy that I could pick him back up because like that he's just a consistent kicker. Like he'll go out there and kick 4 field goals, but they'll all be like made. So like he's not hurting me negatively, which is nice. Like I had Folk in there the previous week, and he gave me like -60. So yeah, Jacoby Myers is my guy in this league. Couldn't squeak out the win, but it's fine. I mean, we all make it to the playoffs here. As long as I know my team can score, I'm happy. But you take it down, Matt. Look at you.
I
Look at
want you to
you.
we need to take a look at something though. Go to the game center between Matt and I because we were talking about this in the chat. Just go and look at Josh Jacobs' points down there.
Fuck. Where?
So that's I mean you can see
Yeah, but
321 points.
ridiculous.
That's that is
Ridiculous.
that is just
'Cause
stupid.
I think the other highest scorer running back is probably like 150, 160. They don't score. I don't think I've seen a running back score into the 200s. And for him to get 321 is ridiculous.
Yeah, eh, I'm okay with it. Obviously,
Well, yeah. He scored enough to cover 3 people on your team, pretty much. Like, Travis Etienne scored 3 points. That doesn't matter when Josh Jacobs is scoring 321 points.
that is the most scored by any player this season.
Yeah. I mean, because I think Lamar got like 295 or something like that. But yeah, it's ridiculous. And like I said, running backs are usually good for 100 to 150 points if you have a solid one. Sometimes they'll have bad games like Damian Pierce and ETN. But, like Nick Chubb, 139 points. That's pretty much average of what Nick Chubb does. Like, it gives you 130 points a week, which you take from a running back. These are the
Oh yeah,
guys. These are the guys right here that are scoring this consistently, if not more. Justin Jefferson, he's had a 200 point week. Um, Amon St. Raw, he's 140. That's where you get your money, and then like with your obviously with your quarterbacks as well. But for a running back to score 321, unheard of.
honestly, when ETN went down, I said, "There goes my week.
Yeah,
There goes my week." Oh yeah, there's his right there. If you go down,
yeah. See, down
no, right there,
where
has all of his points up
right here.
right there.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah, yeah,
So it's 74, 82, 99, 192, 204. Like, all right, there's his bye.
yeah,
He's doing all right. The last couple weeks, he's kind of went off. Bam.
yeah. I mean, but even him, like, he's had these 192, 204s, 176, 163. Like, he's popping off as a running back for sure. But, like, then there's, like, the mediocre game 74, 82, 99, 56, 90.
Yep.
But, yeah, that's ridiculous. 229 rushing yards, 74 passing yards. Was that 2 touchdowns? Yeah, 2 touchdowns. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It's the shitty part is so this week, because obviously I've got him in again. Um, it's changing my projections up, and so it's having me projected to win,
Yeah.
but I know he's not going to do that again. It's projecting him to get like 132 points or something like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
it makes me nervous. Just
Yeah.
seeing that projections makes you like more optimistic, and I'm
Oh,
like,
for sure, for sure. But if anything I've learned from this season is you throw projections out of the window, because there's weeks I'm projected to score 130 and I score 115, and there's weeks scheduled to score 115 and I score 157. So like,
yeah,
it's all out the window with projections this year, especially because like I feel like their rating system on like the defenses they're going against and stuff like that is like super skewed, because like there was a
oh
lot
yeah,
of teams that were going to face the Cardinals, and they were rating the Cardinals defense like really bad, and then the Cardinals defense did enough to like that player didn't pop off. They won the game, but they didn't pop off.
right.
So like it's fucking with people's like predictions for sure. Like you go into the week so confident.
Look at these points scored though. Look at Matt sitting there,
Yeah.
and then look at scored against you.
Yep. This is the first week where the points scored against me is not the highest score in the league. Like so Matt and Natalie jumped over it. But this is rough for me because I'm sitting almost near 10K. At one point, me and Matt were battling for most points scored. And this last couple weeks with like buys and stuff, just haven't scored as much as I can. But I mean, look at I'm I'm 1,200 point or what? Yeah, damn near 1,200 points higher than Chris. Damn near 900 or almost 1,000 points over
Right.
Ryan. And I'm like, I'm one game away from getting to where you guys. I'm the only person to score 1,200 points in this
Yeah.
league, and it's just ridiculous, man.
Yeah, I'm looking. I actually have that up on the screen. So the history,
Yeah,
the mid, because I had to see. I thought Josh Jacobs that was the most scored, but I just like to see it. But yeah, you have 1205 and a half most scored in a week. I got 321 most scored in a week by a player, and then Matt's sitting there at 10,590, just the most points scored overall. So it's insane.
like the crazy thing is, like if you look at this points, the breakdown of the like, if you played pretty much everybody, what would you do week to week? So you're in first. Right behind you is Matt.
Hmm.
Natalie's in third, um, which is like a flip from the overall. Like Natalie's in first, you're in
Right.
second, third, whatever. All right, I get that, but I'm sitting at 30-30 record. These Chris is ahead of me and ahead of Ryan, and he's sitting
Hmm.
at 16-44. Like, if the schedule changed up just slightly,
Who's the only one he beats?
he
It's
beats he
Owen.
beats me, he beats Ryan,
No,
he beat
that
you I think once.
what's that 2 and 3 mean?
2-3, so he would have went 2-3. So he would have beat two people in was it week 10? So we can check that out real quick. Week 10.
Oh,
No.
okay, okay, I see it. I see it.
No, that's week
Week,
11. Okay,
yeah,
week
yeah.
10. So yeah, he scores 735. So he only beats me, which I had a shitty week, and you, which
Yeah.
had a shitty week, you know?
Hmm.
Like he only beats us on the weeks that we do bad, but I play him on the weeks that I do bad. I don't get it. I don't get it. But as this sits right now, like you
Hey,
and Nat would
I
have
think
buys.
everyone's got a pretty good chance to make it into the playoffs. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But the funny thing is, like, if I go into the playoffs sitting at right where I'm at right now, I face Chris first round. So I know I can beat him. My team doesn't show up when it's against him, but it would be Chris first round, Nat second round, so that would be like back to back like people I can't beat in this league. Like if I was on this side of the bracket, like I'd rather play you and Matt because I feel like I could beat you guys better than even though you guys score more points. I feel like my team shows up against you guys, so it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the playoffs in this season is going to be wild because you guys are all battling. You three are battling
Nobody's
for the
safe.
buys, but no one's safe. Like if you don't get a buy week 1, you're not safe going into that game.
Mm-mm.
Nope. So like that. Oh man, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun for sure. But yeah, that's all the weeks. So the last 2 weeks going down. You have anything to touch on before we call it a night?
No, I mean I want to apologize to everyone for missing our week. We tried our hardest. It didn't work out.
Yeah.
Uh, so sorry about that. But no, next week we got to have someone else on.
Yeah,
I
next
mean,
week we'll get a guest on, maybe even 2 guests to make up for it.
ooh,
You
a
know,
quad box.
little quad box action. Maybe grill them on some questions to see if they're making the playoffs or not, and see what's going on. But we appreciate you guys always for sticking with us during the podcast, and we're sorry we missed last week. We'll give you a little rundown, little preview. Good luck to anybody that's making a playoff push, as long as you're not playing against me or Nick.
No. I'm not even making a playoff run. So I just need you all to suck so I can make a playoff run. That's
Gotcha,
yeah.
gotcha, gotcha. And last but not least, if Natalie's been listening this long, I hope I beat you this week because your team sucks.
Oh, now you did it. You put it out in the universe.
I know I did, but I have to. I mean, I keep the same energy all year. Even if I lose, I keep the same
Yeah,
energy. I'm not going to change up now. So,
that's
but
legit.
I mean, this could be a battle. This could be right now a battle of the championships coming up. So,
For sure.
yeah, I'm definitely hoping I come out on top. Because I can't lose to her again.
Yeah. I mean, you got to do good in at least one league.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I am doing phenomenal in that league. You need to do good in at least one league, all right?
Hey, hey, I've sealed my playoff spot in the Crazy League. So
Me too. It's crazy. But yeah, thank you guys all for watching. We appreciate it every week. Leave us some comments down below. Let us know if you're going to make that playoff push or not,
mhm.
and let us know if you hate fantasy football or if you love it.
Also, everyone here is required to send this out to 1 to 200 of your best friends, and get us more subscribers because we need them.
Yeah, no, definitely. Reach out to your friends, let them know about the podcast, and we're gonna, especially coming next year, we're gonna keep doing the podcast again, going into the next season, and we're gonna have probably some exciting leagues, that people can join in, and maybe do like a viewer league or something like that on the line. So, yeah, look forward to the rest of the season, and we look forward to your next season. And we appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate you guys sharing the video if you guys enjoyed it. As always, leave a like and comment down below, and have a wonderful day. Peace out.
See ya.